Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late. So I'm gonna give you all guys a few minutes before you all join in. Now I'm just gonna check that I'm on the right window. And I see someone coming in. Awesome. Hey guys, how are you guys doing? I see Megan. How are you? Hey Bardi, I'm good. How have you been? I've been good. And happy Father's Day to all of y'all. Today is a Father's Day weekend. I hope you guys are celebrating with family and yeah, let me know how have you all been doing and check in. Because today's topic is very interesting, and that's why I decided to talk about the divine masculine energies, because it's Father's Day, and I thought it would be quite an apt topic. Hey, you are in Baltimore. City is off the chain today. Really? Oh, good evening, Megan. Thanks for the update. Like I'm seeing, fireworks and sparks everywhere. I hope this timing is good, guys. Like, do share your feedback on timings as well, because everyone's like, oh, this timing works better, that timing works better. So I'm always like trying out different timings as well. Okay, the collective energies have been very, very, very tricky. Especially the energies of June and July. Hey, MJ, good to see you. Many, many hearts to you. Yes, I was just talking about the collective energies. The collective energies have been really, really intense and tricky post full moon. There's been a lot of intensity and stress and misunderstanding, and one of the reasons is because of Jupiter being in retrograde, and you've got other energetical shifts as well. June in itself is an interesting month, and this strawberry full moon has not been sweet as it should be. But nevertheless, it's only strengthening you guys, divine feminines, to become the best versions of yourself. Hi, Amy. Good to see you. Hope you're well. And Julia, hello. Wow, I realized doing live from my phone, I can actually see, like, keep getting updates, like who is watching. Like when I do it in my computer, I don't. Hi, Amber. All right, back to the collective energies. So the post strawberry full moon energies have intensified to a point where there's a lot of confusion and pain, and the collective is just going through this grieving process. Doubt is arising as well. Hello, Henry. Good to see you. Hi, Amber. I think today we'll have a good group joining us, and it's going to be great. And I was just wishing all of you all happy Father's Day, to celebrate with your fathers, or family members who are fathers, or friends who are fathers. It's always exciting. All right, I was just doing a general analysis of the collective energy. So, building up to the strawberry full moon and post, it has been very, very, very stressful. Things have been very intense, and the collective has been going through massive catharsis, massive shifts. Oh, of course, Megan. I will say a prayer for your brothers in Philadelphia. They had a line. Oh, I'm so sorry. They had a line of duty that this morning in a collapse. It hurts us all. I'm so sorry to hear that, Megan. Yeah, I'm sending all my love and prayers out there. Okay, guys. Same thing. I'm going to talk about if there is a correlation between divine masculines running and divine feminines chasing, and also what divine masculines actually go through. Like, I've done something similar to this previously, but this week we're going to focus on that. Like, what exactly happens? What is it that they go through? A lot of divine feminines feel like, am I the only one suffering? Are they suffering? Are they going through anything? Why are they behaving the way they are behaving? Things like that. So we're going to go right into that. I think it's good timing to start because yes, I think this is a good moment to start. All right. So what exactly goes through? Like, why do divine masculines run? So there's a deep correlationship between the runner and the chaser. So the divine masculine often starts to run when the divine feminine gets all excited and overboard, you know. And this is when the first running starts. You see, the divine feminine has never experienced a love like this before. So all she wants is to to have the divine masculine with her, right? Constantly. And a sense of security as well. And due to that, what the divine feminine does is she is so afraid, and all of this is energetically felt by the divine masculine, and that triggers the first round of running. So after you go through this honeymoon phase where you're all lovey-dovey and experiencing this fantastic love, and then all of a sudden you see your divine masculine running, and then you keep chasing because you're just afraid to lose your divine masculine. And at this stage, the divine masculine just runs, and when they run, they're not doing it like other relationship, when where it could be an unrequited love situation, or it could be another situation. But in twin flame connections, when the divine masculine runs, they're in a lot of pain. It is very difficult for them to actually ignore you, or not give you any FaceTime, or not reply to your messages, or put you in pain. They are also suffering, but yet they are not able to act because the energies of the divine feminine is too overwhelming and off-putting. So the more the divine feminine feels that urge, why is this happening, why is it, and then the divine feminine starts releasing past relationship, things that happened in the past, and all of this starts surfacing, and then doubt is born in the divine feminine's mind, and all these energies pushes the divine masculines further. There's so much more trigger going on there. So it's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? So it tends to, this runner chaser period tends to happen simultaneously. But from my experience, I would say that it's often the divine feminine who starts it. When she starts feeling extremely obsessive, and starts wanting to tie their divine masculine into a family and children, that's when the divine masculine takes flight. And this is actually designed that way because the ultimate motive of the divine masculine at that stage is she's semi-awakened. So for her, it's just being with the ultimate love, and then there's so much pending work that needs to be done. And because there's so much pending work that has to be done, this has to happen. And then when the work starts happening, when divine feminine starts finding her power again, and she rises up to become the queen she is, the goddess self she is, things start shifting. And it takes years, because it takes the divine feminine years to realize that it is from within. Like, the work that is happening within is what brings back the running divine masculine. And they often think it's my divine masculine who's not doing the work, it's my divine masculine who's running, my divine masculine who's unawakened. Actually, the trigger begins from the divine feminine. And that's the reason why in successful twin flame unions, you realize that the divine feminine has completely rised up to the level of a goddess. She is confident, she's not afraid, she's not dependent on a divine masculine, but they enjoy this pure, untainted love because they are both awakened. So for the runner to stop, the chaser has to stop. And it's not easy, especially when you have found the love of your life. And for a lot of women, biology is a big thing. You're at the age where only up to this age you can have children, and you really want to have children with your divine masculine. So there's a lot of choices at stake, and all these choices pushes the divine masculine even further. And that's the reason why you see that a lot of twin flames unite in their 60s or 70s, because then the divine feminine decides to partake a soulmate relationship or a brand new connection, and then the divine masculine, is with some other person as well. And then they realize that their marriages, companionship is not working, and then they come searching for the divine feminine again. And if you notice the energetical trends there, so when the divine feminine actually gets married to another connection, she starts accepting that life, and she puts in the best effort she can, and she views that relationship as the practical relationship out there. So that itself creates the energy changes. But then there are some divine feminines who are still obsessively thinking about their divine masculine despite being in another relationship. And that is again off-putting, and the runner cycle continues. So in order to totally break this cycle, Megan, I'm so happy he called you a goddess, and he's coming back, you see, because you have been shifting, and your journey has completely been an inspiration, and I'm so glad you used the exact word. So girls, it's about finding the goddess in you and becoming the goddess version, like the best version. And the best version of yourself is independent, loving, expectation free. So there's this story that I wanted to share. So freedom and love fell in love. Love wanted to trap freedom, and freedom wanted to run. So I'm using that as an analogy. So love is the divine feminine and freedom is the divine masculine. Both these energies can't be trapped, and essentially you want love and freedom there. And always remember, it is a free will universe as well. You cannot force your divine masculine or divine feminines, vice versa. They can't force each other. Even though they are one soul split into two bodies, it doesn't work that way. They are not, how do I say it? Once they are in separate bodies, they still have separate identities, and they make their own choices. Hey, thanks Henry for sending that beautiful message to Megan. We are all happy for you, like truly. A bit grumpy, typical Capricorn, but happy to spend time together. So excited. Thanks for the update too, Megan. I was going to reply to you, but the last couple of days has just been intense, and I'm so glad he's back, and it's only going to get better for you. And yes, so as a divine feminine, like, what can you do to actually help save the situation? Completely disconnect, which is yes, grouchy old seagull, absolutely. Hi love, hi Bella, so good to see you. And hi Tess, good to see you too. So we're just talking about divine masculine runner energies, and if they get affected while running, like, do they feel pain the same way as the divine feminines, they do actually, they feel pain a lot more. In fact, they feel guilt, they feel fear, they feel like, why am I doing this to her? Yet they never feel good enough. So I'm going to explain to you what goes on in the divine masculine mind, because all this while I was talking about what the divine feminines should do, and why the divine feminine plays a huge role in triggering them. So the divine masculine feels extremely insecure about themselves. They feel, number one, they feel that they are not good enough for their divine feminines. So that's where the problem starts, you see. With other love connections, they don't feel that. They just treat her as a girl. Like, I'm going to be with this girl. But in a twin flame connection, they know, oh, she is my ultimate woman. You know, she's a goddess. She's all I want to be with. Yet she's like fire. You know, I'm not able to handle fire. And the fire is all the energies that's oozing out of the divine feminine. Amy, yes. You guys got to keep yourselves in check. So the divine masculine is suffering so much, and that's when they start partaking in unhealthy habits like overworking, heavy drinking, or just try to get their divine feminine off their minds. And when the divine feminine obsesses over them, constantly thinks about them, all the more they get panicky, because in twin flame connections, the telepathy is extremely strong. Like, they actually notice when you don't think about them, and often they come back when they feel like, hey, why is my divine feminine like not thinking about me? And that's when they start looking at your stories, or they try to like sneak back in. So they feel what you feel heavily. So when you give out that empowered, hey, I am living my best life, I love myself energies, you actually see them coming back, you know. And a lot of divine feminines have shared this with me, and it's really beautiful, because this journey is designed in a way such that there's constantly this self-improvement that's going on both sides. So the more the divine feminine works on herself, the divine masculine works on himself too in his own way. He starts wondering. It all happens with, they start wondering why this love is so different. And they also start wondering, why am I running away from this particular girl? Like, there are so many women out there, it was so easy to move on, you know, to either have something or to cut them off. But with a twin flame, a divine feminine, why is it so hard to run? Because even while they're running, they are still connected. You know, how can you run? It's like a rubber band. How far can you stretch? You know? And it's a thread. No matter how much you try to snap it or break it, you are still one thread. Right? So that is how it is. And it's very much painful. In fact, they suffer a lot more. And mainly due to guilt, fear. So can you see? So when you are actually getting rid of all the obsessive energies of thinking about them all the time, they are also trying to get rid of their fear. Their fear that am I able to handle a woman like her? Am I and they start wondering too, why do I love her so much? Like, why does it hurt when she's hurting? Because they can feel your hurt as well. And that's why it really helps when you guys start working on yourselves and start feeling happy, because it goes back to your divine masculine. And that eventually ties up the circle, and you guys tune in again. So there is a deep correlation. Megan, he's a chatterbox in 5D. That is wonderful. And it's so good, Megan, the work you have been doing, and how you have been connecting with him in 5D so much, because that is the truth. A lot of divine feminines have difficulty grasping the fact that you guys can have a connection, a relationship in 5D. And only when the 5D relationship really strengthens, the 3D follows suit as well. See, that's why some will always ask me, how is it that this twin flame couple unite so quickly? And we have been in separation for like over 30 years, and why haven't we united? Firstly, every twin flame journey is unique. Secondly, it all depends on the work they have been doing. Thirdly, you cannot compare your journey with anyone. It's your own journey. So you guys have to like totally focus on yourself. And a lot of divine feminines ask me like, oh, like focusing on myself, isn't that being like narcissistic? No, it's not being narcissistic. Do things, take care of yourself. Like, instead of just thinking about your divine masculine, has he eaten, has he slept, is he talking to someone, think about yourself. Are you taking good care of yourself? Are you looking at the mirror and saying that I love you, you're beautiful, I'm enjoying this life on earth, I'm doing all the things to empower myself, I'm hanging out with my best friends, I'm hanging out with family, I'm spending time, I'm still living my life? And you will see that's when the magic happens, when you're truly living an authentic, fulfilling life. Things will just change. I think, Amy, 5D always makes me feel like I'm making it up. I will have a conversation, but then I doubt things and just feel crazy. Okay, that happens quite a lot for a lot of divine feminines in the early stages. There's one technique, sometimes you'll feel like swept away, and like suddenly your mind will bring you to a situation with your divine masculine, and often you may think, hey, it's imagination. It always starts when you're just waking up from sleep, and then you go into this kind of a meditative state for like maybe 15 minutes to an hour, and you start having a full vision, like a conversation, and that is actually his 5D self, like presenting a situation. And often it's really happy, you guys are talking out, you guys are teasing one another, you guys are like sharing your frustrations, and you're like, why aren't you not showing me enough love? And then your DM is like, no, everything's going to be good, and there's so much love, and that is real. And you will know it. You'll be like, hey, I will never imagine that scenario. Like, it's not even my way to like fantasize my DM that way. So that's when you realize that is real. Like in 5D, you guys are actually living it out. Okay, I'm going to read out some comments. Henry, after I got out of the self-pity 3 years ago, I started to see how much my DM was actually suffering. He definitely does want to see me. He does not want to see me hurt. In the beginning of the separation, the fact that I made him feel like he was hurting me made him hurt double as much. He even told me back then that he felt like such a bad boyfriend to me, and that he could not handle that. It motivated me to work on myself, love myself, so that he could feel the love for myself inside of him, which would increase the love he would feel inside of him. Thanks so much, Henry, for sharing that, because that is very, very, very true. And your example is such a good example, because that's what happens. You guys have to come out of that self-pity state, and you guys have to really, really, really start embracing yourself, and start to come out of, because okay, the self-pity and everything that actually comes from past relationships on earth. So you're not responding to your twin flame. You are actually reacting to your twin flame based on past experiences. For instance, you have been in a pattern of unrequited love. You're always being rejected. Like after hanging out for a while, the guy rejects you. So you have this thing that my DM is going to reject me too. And you actually project that sequence. So when your twin flame is running, your twin flame is going to say that I'm not interested in you, I don't like you, I'm never going to... And all of it's a lie, because when they say it, as a divine feminine, unless you're not in a twin flame connection, you actually know that they are bullshitting. Like really, like all that they're saying is like BS. So you guys have to learn how to read energies, and be a gauge, like judge of your own situation. Megan, he always knows when I'm practicing our game and he always pops in to coach me. Oh, it's so romantic. And actually, I'm getting better from it. I'm actually gotten into telepathic arguments with him telling him to back off and let me shoot my own game, which is fantastic. Megan, you're really building the telepathy like 100-fold. Mine is usually in the shower when I have my lights down and meditating. You see, to each their own, but building the 5D connection is very important. And you would also notice that when you're nearing union, that you will not really be able to be in a relationship with anyone else either. You may like some DFs may be like, you know what, I am done with this, and I'm gonna see. Excuse me. May God bless you all. So what was I saying? Ah, damn, I lost my thoughts. All right, so what I was saying is essentially the divine masculine instantly feels the shift in your energies, and they often, okay, yes, I was talking about other relationships. So when DFs think about other relationships, or when they go on the dating app, it just doesn't work out with anyone else too, and that's why divine feminines feel like they are in a complete trap. They feel like, oh no, like, why is it the way it is? Like, why is it that like nothing works for me? Like, after meeting my divine masculine, like nothing works. And then you're very close to union, and then and then you're forced to work on yourself, because what else can you do? Oh, so yeah, that's another thing. And the divine masculine, same thing as well. They would start going on dates, trying to test out other relationships to see, hey, do I feel that with other women? They will keep, and then you'll realize they feel empty, they feel alone, they feel terrible, because they know whatever they do, the divine feminine is feeling. Example, they go on a date, or even if they engage in some sort of a physical activity, the divine feminine can actually feel it. So it's very, very interesting, like how like twin flames can never lie to one another. Like all that they say in the physical, like when they are lying, like things like, I don't love you, or I have another relationship, or another famous thing they love to say is, oh, I'm in a relationship. No, I'm in a relationship, and that they are lying. But then, you just brace yourself, you don't react, and you're like, I'm so happy for you. But internally, it's just a lie, and they're just by themselves, like in their man cave, often just, oh no, I've hurt my divine feminine, and yeah. So it's really interesting, but they are in pain. You think it's easy for them to like lie and push you away. It's like, it breaks them up so much to behave the way they behave. Like by doing what they are trying to do, and by trying to behave how they try to behave, they are just, like, they're embarrassed, they're humiliated, they are like, I will never treat a woman like that. Like, why is this happening? It's just, yes, and Henry's Hugo is a real time example of that. No, it has happened to a lot of twin flames as well that I've worked with. So I'm able to like spot on notice that pattern when they are lying. But sometimes they are telling the truth, and you will know as well. And your internal radar will be like, you know what, I'm going to back off, and they will come back to me when they live out that cycle with them. But oftentimes they are lying. So that is a huge yes. But thanks, Henry, again for the inspiration. Yes, and I'll read out. Yeah, other relationships never worked after him. You see, other relationships actually don't work. So there's this whole new group of twin flames who actually meet. They are twins at a very young age. And it was the older generation where the twins went through an entire like circle, where they go into another relationship and then they eventually unite. With the new age twin flames, what is happening is they meet, they go through the runner chaser phase, why am I saying pace, and then they eventually unite, because none of them are able to let go of each other completely or go into another relationship. In the olden times, there was a lot of pressure to get married and have kids, but now it has changed. So people just don't go into relationships just like that. There's a lot of thought process, and often for twin flames, when they're in a relationship with someone else, the other party notices and they're like, you are not in love with me. And often they leave as well, because they are like, I want to be with someone who loves me completely. I don't want to be in this situation where I'm just the second fiddle, and you are thinking about someone constantly as well. So that's how it happens, guys. So that is how it is. Essentially, with the new age, wait, I was just looking at a message. So with the new age twins, they don't go through that phase where they have children with someone else and then they unite eventually. So it is like union is really happening. So and a lot of these new age twins are born with this activated DNA structures as well. So they go through this intensified period of runner chaser energies, dark night of the soul, and then they eventually unite. So you guys know which one of you all are. So that's why it's really, really, really wonderful that you guys completely work on yourselves. And when I say work on yourselves, it's not about just doing yoga and meditation. It's about really like dealing with issues like issues of fear, issues of procrastination, like issues in your personal life, issues, a relationship with other people in your personal life. You have to work on every aspect of yourself. Like working on yourself is just not this cool term that you use and never act on. It's actually like doing serious work on yourself, like truly loving yourself, like taking that holiday by yourself and actually spending time just with yourself, with minimal communication on the phone with other people, like starting to do things by yourself. And when that true independence starts kicking in, you will see a complete shift in your divine masculine, and they'll be like, you know what, I have to stop running, and the time has come, because my divine feminine is completely like a goddess, like, and I see a lot of divine feminines like getting up to that phase in their lives. And guys, keep working. And that's why these support groups are really helpful, because everyone is sharing their experiences with everyone, and it's really good, that support. Okay. I just hate feeling I have to sit around and wait on him to realize he wants this for sure. I can't be with anyone else because they don't compare. We love each other so much and we make it. Yes, Amy, and that's the. It is just the way it is. And this is one of that really hard things that divine feminines and divine masculines have to work on and find a way and evolve a way out of it. And for that to happen, like deep-seated issues have to surface, like a lot, to the point that it comes like you are like, you know what, I love my DM and he's free to come to me whenever he wants to. It's that kind of. So once you hit that state, things start changing like very, very, very quickly. I don't even want to try. Literally, I've only had 2 relationships ever. And I told him I'm going to be single after him. You see, when you say things like that, all the more he's going to be like running sometimes, because they're like, oh no, this girl is never going to be with anyone else. Right, guys, I'm just looking for the aircon remote. Oh, it's just there. It's starting to get warm. Yeah. All right. And yeah, so a lot of divine feminines, new age divine feminines, do not have many relationships too. And usually when you're on a twin flame journey, you realize that you guys don't have like much relationship experience as well. And that's why like navigating through this journey becomes completely challenging, because you don't know and you can't use the rules of like other relationships, or like play hard to get. Like nothing is going to work. Like you play hard to get, your divine masculine is going to know, and he's going to like just move further. Like you just, like you have to really 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 work on yourselves. And also remember, they are suffering a lot as well, even though they may portray something completely different on social media, they are suffering internally. And you may be like, no, I don't see them suffering at all. Like, how is that even possible? Oh, yo, welcome. I know. Inella. It's so good to see you. I know it's 3 in Romania, right? And hi, Tamara. Good to see you. I'm going to just read up some comments. I've recently cut off communication with my TF and been working on my rejection triggers. That is beautiful. Like, truly, I am proud of you, Tess, and keep doing that. And you will eventually realize that once you're able to overcome on your rejection triggers and past experience, the past is the past, guys. And Earth can be quite a intense place, especially with relationships, and how off-putting people can be at number one, unrequited love, or leading you on and telling you that they are not interested. So and when similar patterns like that repeat again, it's like a trigger. So you guys have to work on your trigger. Amy, yes, I know my issues are what is blocking me. Not even just my relation, but yeah, exactly. It is often our own issues that are blocking us from becoming the best version of ourselves. That's why you see, there's this glow, when you start working on yourself, and people actually start noticing the glow. They'll be like, hey, there's something different about you, like you're just glowing. You're not in a relationship, you're not, but because you are so in love with yourself, and you're prepared to live every day like there's no other. And there is this divinity, there's this calm, there's this energy that is like from another place, higher dimension energies, higher dimensional energies. And when you start living from your higher self, from 5D, and you start applying that to your 3D, everything improves. Your decision making at work improves. Your relationship with other people improves. The way you talk, like you can no longer partake in gossip. Like for instance, gossip can be very 3D for you. You'll actually feel hurt. Like, why am I like engaging in this topic about someone else? And then you have to like go back to 3D, like cleanse it out and go back to 5D, because in 5D you cannot operate in that way. Okay, so you can't see 5D as a separate dimension, so example, like when you have a problem, like where do you go to, right? So if you have a lot of fear, then you're connecting from 3D, because that is the state of the mind. So when you're having a problem, you're like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, and you're panicking. That is 3D. When you go to 4D, it's logic and rationality. You're like, okay, I'm going to analyze it this way, analyze it. So when you go to 5D, you are completely detaching yourself from the situation, and you're seeing your problem from the top, and they are like, oh, this is it. And you get this macro perspective of trying to handle it. And that's why often when you start viewing your twin flame relationship from a 5D level, you understand why they're behaving the way they're behaving. And that's when the maturity develops in the divine feminines, because they start to realize that, hey, you understand their behavior. You're not encouraging it, but you understand where they're coming from. And once you start doing it, you are slowly anchoring your divine masculine back into your lives, like into 3D. Oh, Mindy, you're most welcome. Like, it's truly my pleasure. Megan, I do think the universe may be trying to give Animal a kick up the butt to motivate him, because I've been extremely magnetic to the male sex. male lately, even my co-workers, even with him sitting right there, sometimes men approach me and I swear he looks ready to throw them through the window. You see, your goddess glow is activated, Megan. So good job on like working on yourself so much and inspiring the group as well. And you guys, each one of you are actively participating and inspiring one another, sharing your deepest experiences, and it's always appreciated, guys. So AB, so you do it one step at a time, so you have this like 3 step. So it could be anything. You have a crisis and you see how you approach the crisis, and then slowly that is how you start to start making decisions from 5D. And when you're from 5D, you do not have fear, you only have solutions, and that is the creative space, the space of passion, and that's where artists draw their inspiration, writers draw their inspiration, actors draw their inspiration, that is like the zone of creativity. 5D is the zone of purity, creativity, inspiration, detachment, healthy love. It's beautiful. And it comes with practice. And to be able to vibrate at that level, you have to like do work on the lower chakras, as in the lower dimensions as well. Like one thing is working on fear. A lot of twin flames have a lot of work to do with fear, and fear is very 3D. Fear is very earth based and tends to be something that really pulls you down, and when you keep living in a state of fear, you realize that you can't function. Eventually you go into states of like depression and things like that. So that's why working on your fear is one of the biggest, and fear is usually seated at the root chakra. That's why actually I'm having a promo right now on like root chakra healing, which you may want to check out my file. Something you want to check out, because when you really heal your root chakra, like things start shifting, like you see movement, you feel more stable, you are more confident in life, and that's why like I'm working on this series right now, like healing one chakra at a time. So that's something you guys may want to check out. Megan, not gonna lie, seeing him get mad and jealous and possessive is amusing and honestly a turn on. Some women don't like possessiveness, but I do, because I am too. Well, as long as you're doing it in a playful, high vibrational state, then there is no issue. If not, it's just going to be games between you guys. And there's nothing wrong with games too, guys. Like, if you are conscious of the games, it's fine. Often people play games without being conscious, and that's when they get hurt and they get triggered and stuff like that. So if you do it with awareness, you're on the right track, Exactly, you guys are on the same, but we don't want a commitment. But God forbid you touch what's mine. But no, I'm not committed to her, but she's mine. Don't touch what's mine. Well. Animal seems to just be projecting his 3D masculine side to the fullest. But thanks, nevertheless, for like sharing with us like what's happening. It's such a heated fireworks dynamic that you both have. But the beautiful thing is that you are glowing, he's getting affected, and he's working towards winning you back, which is good. Sometimes in 3D you need a story to play out for union to take place. Guys, this is really fun and this is going really well. So guys, if you guys have any questions, please ask me, send your comments, and tell me how you have been spending June. And if you guys ever want a private consult or anything, you guys can always book me in for a private psychic channeling or healing. I'm happy to do it. Hi Timothy. And some of my healing sessions, I actually do it through Zoom, so you can be with me while the session takes place. And some of that sessions that I've been doing lately have been highly successful as well. It's truly transformational, like Reiki energies, Isis Sejim energies, star healing. They are all such beautiful, nurturing energies, very healing, very peaceful, very calming as well. And yes, the situation is improving at his home right now. He's becoming stronger, and you're already feeling it. He's becoming more confident. He's able to see beyond his cultural norms. So it's headed towards new beginnings and goodness, Bella. So all is good. Like you are in for a treat. Like beautiful things are coming ahead for you. And yes, like I said last week too, marriage bells are on your way. Oh, Amy, thanks for that question. That's a really, really, really good question. Do twins project their energy in each other? Like he was depressed the last couple of weeks and now he's not, but now I'm feeling like that. Sometimes they do, like because you're all connected. So that's why sometimes it's good to help. It's good to detach from your divine masculine as well, because sometimes you do feel their depression, and then you start like kind of like taking in their pain like a sponge, which is good for them, but it's not really good for you. So assert like that means what you got to do is you have to observe and disconnect, not let your empathy allow you to take his pain. You're most welcome, Anna, and I'll send you that Zoom link soon. Wondering how my TFJA is feeling after me cutting off communication and detaching. Uh, Han, if you're going to think this way, then there's going to be no reaction. I want you to consciously think to yourself, like, why did you cut off communication? And okay, so if you're detaching in a healthy way, then it's good. Then you will see that there is some kind of a response in 5D energetically for you. So right now what I'm feeling is JA is just in a state of like he sees a change. He sees that there is a difference in your behavior because you're detaching so much more. But cutting off communication is quite confusing for him because he was thinking I'm the one who always cuts off communication. So there's excuse me, there are things happening there. And yes, the more you detach and the more you connect to your higher self, things will improve. JA's higher self wants you to know that do not operate from 3D. Try to shift up to 5D and communicate more from there. Amy, I think I'm just ready to get back to a place where I'm passionate about life again. Whatever happens, that is wonderful. That is truly wonderful. Like, guys, there's so much energies, Being a twin flame, you have so much energy, so much creative energies. Like, if you put into like art and work and business and creativity and work, and you will be being so successful, like truly. Yeah, Megan, yes. Thanks for responding to as well. Like last week, my DM was experiencing a lot of pain and depression. I could definitely feel it. And those who participated in the live last week, rough, I do remember. And I'm so happy to see you, Megan, back up in your true self, your goddess self. That makes sense. I see how me wondering isn't really truly detaching. Okay, so Tess, in this group, like with the expression of divine masculine and divine feminines are only used for twin flames. MJ just sent me a message, and in my previous reading, I told you guys share soulmate connections, and soulmates do share telepathy as well, but it's slightly different to twin flames. So I just wanted to make it clear for you that with your person, when you are detaching, they are actually feeling it as well. So guys, even with a lot of connections, I just wanted to set it straight with twin flame connections. The telepathy is very intense, and that's why the pain and suffering is much more. With some soulmates as well, there is telepathy because you are soulmates and it is a divine connection. So Tess, when you are detaching, it is so his highest, and you can connect with your higher selves as well. In your case, you can, because I do see that connection. But not all connections are telepathic. Some connections are, and in your case, you are. So, MJ, I have corrected that, and thanks for the message there as well. And also another thing, guys, don't be too carried away by definition as well, because when you get too carried away by definitions, it does affect your energy as well. Like being obsessed over like what kind of flame you are, what kind of connection you are, is not very healthy as well. So when you identify this connection with someone and it's sacred and it's spiritual, you know it internally. So 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 always be careful with that as well. You don't want to be too carried away by that, and that's the reason why I always encourage going label free. And often with twin flame checks and all of that as well, what you see is that it essentially goes down to, I'm so sorry. When I get interrupted, this is what happened. That's why I should have closed my computer. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go back with the flow. So sometimes, like when you feel certain connections, getting a connection check is good too. But often you know the connection. And with twin flame, it is with twin flames, like it is in your Akashic records, that one soul is split into two. With monadic flames, it's split at a higher level. With split soul twin flames, it's split in it's split in the material realm. So that's the difference. Soulmates are also deeply connected, like soul families, and that's the reason why sometimes, like when you have soul friends, you feel like you guys said, because telepathy is something that is very common. In fact, prior to us communicating like this, human beings were actually communicating via telepathy. So that is something innately in our nature. It's just that now, in this time and day, and it's how it just goes on. So guys, don't get too carried away by labels as well. All right, Tess, I hope I answered your question. And yes, if you want a private consultation, you can always book me. And yes, that's projecting with pains makes it hard to know if that's okay. Amy, yes, that projecting with pains makes it hard to know if it's mine or his. Sometimes when we get back together, we usually realize we both felt the same way and are better when we are together. Apart, we both get in our feelings and in our heads. Oh, Ro, good to see you. Just got in from work. So I'm going to go on for a while as well. So don't worry. Maybe we'll go more than an hour. Just that much. So if I disconnect, guys, you know that I'm off battery. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to go in to see. So is JMZ able to fully acknowledge and feel that I have been doing a ton of work on myself and grow recently? Okay, so JMC is not at that point to fully acknowledge that yet. He feels it, but he doesn't completely understand it yet. So it's going to take some time, Mindy, but he will get there. Radhara, hi love, so good to hear from you. You always have lovely things to say, and I feel so inspired and encouraged by you. I'm going to read out your comment. Hi love learning from you. I've been working tons on myself. Nick is with someone else, and our journey has not been easy. I've been living my life and giving him space to make decisions. Do you feel he's working on things, and when do you feel I will notice a change between us? It's been months without contact and appreciate your help. Oh, okay. So you guys have had a complete no contact. So which is good. I know from a 3D self it's not good, but from a higher perspective it's really good, because it has taken time for both of you to completely detach from one another. So it's only a matter of time when you guys get back together. Just give it a little bit more time. And his higher self wants you to know that he's 3D self is thinking a lot about you lately. So there's a lot of movement happening and energetically. Always kicking ass and taking names. Love my job fighting fire. I do think animals sometimes has fears surrounding what I do, which is legit because some of us go to work and don't make it home, but it's an oath I took and I'm duty bound and proud to serve. I will gladly give my life in service if that is what divine calls me to do. Oh, Megan, you're such an inspiration. Ainella, today I had moments of sadness because I left my husband and I feel alone, disappointed. I think I have a wound of abandonment, a state of anxiety. What can we do to get out of this state? You have already kick-started the healing process. Number one, you have recognized, the wounds. So slowly you will find a way to heal, like self-heal. And you could always book a healing session with me, or you can start consciously doing things you love. You see, one of the key ways to raise your vibration is to actually start doing things that you're passionate about, which is often really hard, especially when you are in that state where you are going through this. For instance, you are in this state where you're in a lot of pain. It's often hard to do something you're passionate about. That's why you take one step at a time. And I'm so sorry to hear, and leaving someone you have been together for a while, it's hard. And the thing is, every relationship is unique and every relationship goes through pain and suffering. And when you are able to view every relationship in a divine way, you will realize that you're shifting and you're appreciating each and every one around you. And Ainala, the key thing is that you have acknowledged where your pain is, and now you can slowly surrender, pray to God, and listen to meditative music. There's a lot of YouTube videos. Mantra chanting is good, like Om Namah Shivaya is good because you are actually calling out to your higher self. That's what it means in Sanskrit. So that's a good mantra. I'm going to share mantras with you guys whenever I feel. So I'm going to say that there's another mantra that actually helps with abandonment, which is there is this mantra as well. It's called Om Gan Ganapati Namaha. So that helps. Is there anything you are feeling to share about Hugo and me today? Hugo is completely embarrassed about himself. He doesn't even want to think about you or the recent events that happened, but then it keeps coming back to him. So it's just a constant flux. So yeah, so that's what I have for you, Henry. He's completely trying to figure out what it is. And yeah, sorry guys, I'm just looking at any the messages from MJ. And yes, I've already responded to Tess. So MJ actually is quite conscious about the label. So but guys, go label free. And every relationship is made out of love. As long as we are souls in this realm, we are always taken care by the divine. And when you start connecting to the divine, start praying, living your best life and living your truest potential, you're always progressing to your highest potential. So I'm going to take more questions. Megan, you are in a split soul situation with animal. And I know I have to give you your report. And I'll give it to you soon. And hi, good to see you, Amber. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, it's so good to see you. Always happy. Okay, Amy, the Akashic Records is actually like this giant library of your soul records. So how as human beings we store information on the internet, the Akashic Records is like a ultimate collection of soul records of every soul in the universe, and it's stored in 5D. So all these material realms, the records are stored there. So anything, and that's why the Akashic records are really, really helpful, because the information is accurate. And I've gone through like various levels of training, and I've been doing this a long time. So the reason why newbies are not able to read the Akashic records accurately is because some could be restricted files, some could be confidential files. So there's a lot of levels of, like you have to be part of the committee where you can read the records. Sometimes the records, like I read the records, but then I might be instructed by your angels not to tell you yet. Sometimes it's just confidential. Sometimes it may affect your soul purpose, so that information may not come to you at that moment, and I might tell you at a later part of your life, or things like that. It's so much more complex. So example, so it's a living records as well. So a 3D library, you go to the library, you get a book, you read it, right? So in Akashic records, like I watch your lives like a movie, like Netflix. So to me, I feel, I sense, and that's why sometimes past life can be very traumatizing, because I feel your pain. I'm like feeling you dying, I'm feeling you being in your mother's womb, and because I've done it so much, I'm able to detach from it and view it like a movie. Like initially, when I was connecting to the records, I could feel everything, and it would take me days to actually come out of that tragedy or trauma that you guys had experienced. So the Akashic records are these beautiful like records, and it's truly, truly, truly amazing, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful way, and that's why getting guidance from the Akashic records are so important. And I'm lucky, I'm blessed, and I'm gifted. God has gifted me this gift, and I'm so happy I'm able to share it with you all. And yeah, and the records are beautiful. I even do courses, and some of you all have actually learned from me and been certified to actually guide you through. So one-on-one, I do one-on-one. So I actually travel through the records with you and actually teach you how to access the records and stuff like that. So yes, so it is really, 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 really wonderful in that way. And further to it, there is also uh, Akashic records clearing and healing as well. That's very powerful. That is something I do. I'm going to look at questions. This week is so exciting. Yes, that's amazing, Tamra. A lot of people have that skill to read. You see, you have to see it that way. Like the Akashic records are accessible, But the thing is, having the guidance to read them does help, because if not, you will just be lost. Like you go into a giant library and you don't know like how to navigate them. So that's why courses are helpful in that way. Like for me, I could read the records since I was born, but I did a few like Akashic records from very highly specialized people, and they actually teach you methods like logging in and logging out, which I didn't know in the past. And that's why it took me days to recover, because I would connect to someone's records and I wouldn't know like I needed to log out. So courses teach you the technicalities, just like law. In law school, like anyone can like read law books, but why do we go to law school and attain the mastery? Because you're taught everything, like how to analyze, how to think, and when you're called to the bar, you are licensed to practice law. And medicine the same. Like you can read in books and self-heal, but you still go to a doctor. They go through 6 years of training and many more years. Same thing with psychic work as well. That practice makes it stronger, and you're able to. It's why courses are great. I actually run all levels of Reiki, Isis, Seijim. I do Akashic records courses as well, like channeling level 1, like various levels. I actually do offer quite a number of courses. So if you guys are ever interested, you guys can check it out. And also there are other things that are beautiful. The records are beautiful, and the more you start doing it, it's wonderful as well. Yes, Megan. Yes, I'm going to read the comments. I got carried away, like explaining to you all. Okay. Can you explain? Hey, love, just able to tune in. I'll go back and listen. Is there any updates for Frank and I? I would love some updates about James' feelings and energy of our connection, please, and thank you. Oh, okay. Okay, James is going through a very, what I'm getting from his angels is James is just going through a lot of fatigue. He's really tired at the moment, and he's been binge watching a lot of shows. So energetically, he's just stuck in the material 3D realm for the moment. But with regards to your connection, there are going to be changes coming ahead. And I'm looking at your book of life, and I see some kind of communication that is coming, and it's going to be stronger. And your guys going to be much more. You're going to be in a much more stronger connection in the future. And Amy, and one day we will know all our past lives, and all the answers will be revealed to us. Of course, and you guys are all completely, it's your records, and you have the ability to get it. It's just that in 3D realm, sometimes you may not be able to differentiate between imagination and the actual records, like in the internet, there's so many articles about the same event. Like, how do you pinpoint which article is the most accurate? So that's why, like, having the skills, that's why when we get a degree or when we study, we are actually taught to be able to sift out the information that is relevant for us. Same thing with Akashic Records training, you are able to accurately sift out the information. And yes, everything will be revealed. And Amy, one of it is through dreams. Having a dream journal is extremely, extremely vital, because when you have a dream journal, what happens is that you are able to really connect to that point and make it out. Like, some dreams may not make sense, but eventually you will see, hey, there's actually that flow that's going on. I'm just going to do a time check. All right, I'm going to go for another 10-15 more minutes. Battery. All right, I'm going to go through all. Hey, Jasmine, good to see you. You are here. Where is my... All right, guys, just give me a bear with me. I'm just going to go get my battery. Get my wire for charging. Okay. All right. Okay, now we are good. Oh, you see this? The sun is really shining. All right. Okay. Now I'm back in a good position, and my phone is charged. Right. Okay. I am just going to read more comments. Someday I'll be interested in the course. When life slows down. Yeah, you would feel that calling, like even when I did all my courses, I was called to do it, I was drawn to do it. So often, it's like this, it's just how it is, you're like called and drawn to do it. Just trying the light. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to just get my battery off and move there because the sun is glaring on me. Guys, keep your questions coming. I aim to do all of your questions today. It's just been so interesting. Jupiter retrograde is like really, really been... it's been next level Mercury retrograde. Yeah. All right. Righty, now it's better. Okay. And I'm so glad, Lorinda, you made it. Ova always had such a vivid... Imagination is also the key to unlocking your psychic abilities. So if you guys do it with ample guidance and training, you will realize that, you are able to read so much of your past lives. Yes, a lot of times you will... But like sometimes one technique, Amy, is to actually tell yourself before you go to bed that I want to remember my dreams, and actually it works in the morning. Amber, I'm so sorry, but no communication again, but I'm okay with it. I know he's working a ton too. Yes. So your book of life says that yes, there will be more communication. And it's good that you're having more vivid dreams, Amy. I need to be better about recording them, but they can be helpful to understand. I do have a quick channeling question. Animal really likes to talk about my daughters with me. Is he energetically trying to encourage me to offer for him to meet them before the end of summer? I think he wants to spend more family time because Animal innately is a very much a family man, and like because he does have that interest of having a family with you, he does want to spend time with your family members and get their consent. So yes, he absolutely is trying to encourage you to offer him to meet them before the end of summer. So if you are able to make that work, it would be wonderful. You're welcome, Amber. Oh my God, I hear you and over the moon. For me, past life regression meditation have helped. Yes, there's plenty online as well. Thanks, Tamara, for that. Past life regression is wonderful. It's another way of connecting to your past lives. Nella, thank you. I'll meditate. You told me in my reading that I'll be happy with my twin flame at the end, fulfilling our purpose. It seems unreal, but it gives me a ray of hope. Blessings. So I saw John for the first time in about 2 months. I stayed the night at his place. Last night. He's really doing. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Thank you guys for sharing your experiences, your comments, and your journey. Megan, he also has a daughter. She's very little, though, only two. He hasn't opened. I think he wants to meet your daughters first, and because he does want this blended family, I feel like he's looking at that eventually because he knows that not only you're hot and gorgeous and you're like fireworks, you're also like wife material, like family material. So eventually he may want to tie you down into like family life. So that's what I'm seeing from your book of life. Guys, you guys got any more questions? If I missed any of y'all, please send me a comment again. I'm just going to do a quick scroll. I'm so happy. It's a good group today. Really, today's discourse and channeling has been so fun. And guys, if you're really interested in the in-depth, you can always book with me. I can also deliver my readings through video because reports take longer, so you can always opt for that option if you want a faster reading. So I can just book like a 45 minute session via Zoom, and I can actually channel it out and then give you a report at a later time. Or yes, because reports take longer. But yeah, and you guys are amazing. I love you a lot. You guys are all wonderful, unique, creative, gorgeous beings. And you guys are here to, live out your best lives. I'm always proud of you, and I will definitely come back again next week. And do keep your questions ready because I always do channeling in the end as well for you all. I'm going to answer Bella's question. Will his parents? Yes, his parents will accept you soon, dear, and we'll talk more about it. Megan, my daughters are older, 10 and 12. They are curious about meeting Loki. My older daughter Bella's obsessed with. Oh, and she says Adrian looks like Loki. Wow, that is fantastic. We finally hear Animal's name. Oh, you're most welcome. I'm blessed and I'm grateful to God every day for this gift, and grateful to you all for your trust in me, your patience in me. I know a lot of y'all are waiting on my readings, but I want to do the best job and give you the best readings. So I just hate it when it's not complete or anything like that. Can you channel my karmic thoughts, weird question? Your karmic is just in an obsessive mode, it's not very positive. Your karmic has got a hard time letting you go. So you have to energetically try to disconnect and get the help of God in trying to cut cords. And yeah, I do cutting cords as well. So yeah, it's part of your reading. I'll help you with that. Does your twin flame love you? Okay, I'm going to ask you back this question, Ainella. Do you love yourself unconditionally? And that is how your twin flame does. So with twin flames, if the divine feminine loves herself unconditionally, she's loved back unconditionally. If she doesn't love herself, her twin flame doesn't. So it's really interesting. So it's the amount of love you have for yourself is the amount of projection you get back. Okay, just wondering if JMZ will reach out to me soon, start fully opening up again and allowing me to help him heal, or is he not yet there either? Ah, yes, it's Adrian. Yeah, you have revealed to the group. Adrian is animal. Such a beautiful name, Megan and Adrian. You guys have such beautiful names. Yes, JMZ sounds like a magazine name, like TMZ. So JMZ will reach out soon, and he will start opening up. But at the same time, Indy, focus on your self healing and work as well. That will really help. um yes, he will allow you can do. I do offer a couples healing. You can also consciously meditate and invite his higher self to come and heal together as well. Thanks, Shay. Really, I appreciate all of you all too. You guys are the best people out there, kindest, most understanding, loving. You guys show me so much love and respect, and same here. I love you all, and I want the best for you all. And anytime, any question, just feel free to ask me. Never hold back. And yeah, you guys go keep on living the best versions of your life. All right. And if there are no more questions, I'll see you all next week. If you have any topic suggestions, please comment on my feedback file, which I'm going to send you the link. And if you have enjoyed today's live, show your love by loving this video. Do love my album too. And do share your reviews, comments if you feel drawn to, called to. And I love you all, and happy Father's Day to all of you all, celebrating with your husbands, partners, brothers, fathers. Have a great time. Like today, let's celebrate men. They are the reason why humanity continues. Oh, thanks, Megan. You're so sweet, and thank you so much. Guys, all of your words mean so much to me. Your love, your trust. Really, it's such an honor. Like truly, like I have no words to express my gratitude to all of you all for being here, and your kindness, and for valuing my work. For an artist, if you're not valued, that's it. So I'm so grateful, and thank you all, and have a great weekend, and I'll see you all next week. Bye bye.